All right, today we are going to go over the Supreme Court nominations and basically how you become a Supreme Court justice. This is just some general background information. A lot of it we've gone over before, but I just wanted to make sure that we focus in on what happens in the Supreme Court. So here's the vocabulary that you're going to need to know throughout this PowerPoint, and in general, these words are going to go on our word wall. First of all, appeals, that is a process in which a decision is studied and accepted or rejected by a higher court or by someone in authority. So if you go to court and somebody is found guilty of a crime, but they believe that they are innocent, they can appeal to a higher court and have them look at the case again and decide whether that person is innocent or guilty. Again, they go through the whole process. Partisan, that is a person who strongly supports a particular leader, group, or cause. Okay, so if you are a partisan person, that might mean that you belong to one political party, Democrat or Republican, and you really just kind of follow that party with most of their decisions and their leaders. And then judiciary, I'm going to move myself up here, sorry, so you can see all the words. Judiciary, that is the courts of law and judges in a country, state, etc. So when we have the judicial branch, the judiciary is just the actual group of courts. And the Supreme Court is part of that judiciary. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the land and has the final say in all legal matters. But not every case gets seen by the Supreme Court. So even though it has a final say, the Supreme Court can't possibly cover all of the cases in the United States. Most cases arrive through appeals. So that means it started in a lower court and they kept appealing, going all the way up the court system until the Supreme Court decided to also listen to that particular case because the Supreme Court could rule on it. Appeals, once again, it's hoping to have a higher court listening and having a judge rule on it in a higher court. And they're usually hoping for a different outcome. If they got the outcome they wanted, they're not going to appeal the case. Federal judges are appointed. They are not elected. Okay, so the president attempts to select a nominee that shares their constitutional philosophy. So the president usually will pick a nominee where they are kind of similar in their ideas of how the government should be run, but also one that can survive Senate confirmation. So they're not going to pick a Supreme Court justice nominee who maybe is believes in certain things in their political party, but they're very extreme because they also need to be voted in by the Senate. So unlike lower court nominations, which have often been unanimously approved, in recent decades, Senate approval has been partisan. So what's really important now is that if you are a Democrat or if you are a Republican, people usually vote along with what their party would vote for. So if a Supreme Court nominee is being appointed by a Republican president, they're usually going to get all the Republican votes. They're not going to get many Democrat votes, if at all, and vice versa. Okay, so that usually is happening partisan. Back in the day, it didn't happen like that. Federal judges do not have to worry about a term. They serve for life. So once they are elected, they will be on the Supreme Court for as long as they want to be. Some people have died as Supreme Court justices. Some people have chosen to retire and leave early, but you have a life term being a Supreme Court judge. This is an example of the president's and Congress's judicial power. So what's important is the picture that's here. You have the president. The president will nominate somebody to the federal judiciary. Then it goes to the Senate Judiciary Committee, and then the Senate confirm the nominee. They literally will vote for whether that person should be a Supreme Court justice or not. And then the individual becomes a member of the federal court system. Okay, so this woman who's at the top right here, she became a Supreme Court judge. Here are the current Supreme Court justices. Let me see if I can change the picture a little bit for you guys. There we go. Hopefully you're able to see that. So we have John Roberts, Samuel Alito, Clarence Thomas, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. They are nominated by Republican presidents. These are Republican Supreme Court justices. Doesn't mean that they always follow everything that Republicans want them to do. That just is usually kind of where they're leaning. And then you have Stephen Breyer, Elena Kagan, and Sonia Sotomayor. They were nominated by a Democratic president, somebody who is a Democrat. And that's it. So you guys are going to be working on a project this week, focusing on one of those Supreme Court justices.